Laura Jane Grace has responded after allegations of abuse hit the internet last week. I'm Dan Frampton, this is Punk News Now. Likes and subs, let's go. Before we get started with this story, I'm gonna let you know that I live up north, but it feels like I'm in Arizona right now. It is literally 109 degrees Fahrenheit here right now. I am boiling, I am sweltering, but I am not gonna let that stop me from getting this news to you. A couple videos back, I went over the whole Laura Jane Grace debacle, all the allegations that hit the internet. If you want the full rundown, please go back and watch that video, but I'll give you the long and short of it right now. Laura Jane Grace hit the internet with this tweet on Threads that simply said, "I feel unsafe." That was then quote retweeted on Threads. Again, I'm not sure what they call it on Threads, but it was quote retweeted by her wife, Paris, claiming that she was the one that felt unsafe, and then went into this long old thing about the abuse and the toxic relationship that they were currently having. All those details are in that previous video, and when I made that video, Laura Jane Grace hadn't responded yet. But like the moment I hit upload, the YouTube curse hit me because she responded literally the moment after I uploaded. And I was like, all right, well, I can't just make another video right now. And then meanwhile, other things kept happening. I have other channels to run. I have other jobs to do. And now here I am 4 days later, finally getting around to this story. But right after I uploaded that video, Laura Jane Grace posted this to her Instagram. It is a 20-page slide written by a mystery author, clearly somebody that was on tour with them, that has seen the dynamic between Paris and Laura Jane, and it is kind of their experience of what they perceived between those two people. I am not gonna go through every single slide here. I'll go through a little bit of the main part, some of the relevant bits, but I will read all of the caption that Laura Jane Grace uploaded it with. I'd like to acknowledge my fault here and take responsibility for my mistakes. Anyone who's been paying attention can see clear as day that this has been a toxic, codependent relationship from the start. It was reckless of me to get married so quickly, and I made a lot of poor decisions where I absolutely should have known better. My poor decisions have impacted my kid, my band, and my community. And your marriage? And your wife? No? Okay, all right, we're leaving that part out. I understand you guys are fighting right now. Okay. I hold myself accountable for it and sincerely apologize. Okay, I can kind of see where you're coming from with this apology, but you're making excuses still and not really apologizing for it. Saying, oh, you know, I got married too early and I was making bad decisions. But love is love and the heart wants what the heart wants. And I understand that completely. But in this 20-page diatribe over here, written by a mystery author, go into what they perceive the relationship to be like. And it is extremely biased, which is why I don't necessarily want to read it word for word. And because of how biased it is, it seems very strange that Laura Jane Grace would post this, because it doesn't seem like the message of posting this is to apologize or to illuminate or to like give any more information about what's going on here, to give closure. Nothing. It seems like a petty way to get people on your side, knowing that you have a large audience, knowing that this is kind of gonna rally your troops. Because in this 20-page thing, it paints Laura Jane Grace kind of like the savior of music, and like fucking Paris was just in the way trying to hog the spotlight. And that may be the case. But if I'm gonna get a 20-page thing from one side of the story, I'm gonna need a 20-page thing from the other side of the story in order for this story to be fair and balanced. It has excerpts like this. During our first tour together, Paris would constantly hit on one of our other tour mates in a way that made me and one of the tour mates discuss how inappropriate it was. That could have happened, absolutely. But I can't in good faith read this as an account of events that actually happened. And to me, it's baffling that it was written to begin with and then posted to Laura Jane Grace's profile. And Laura Jane Grace has a massive audience of people that absolutely love her, and I think she should. She's a very inspiring artist. I absolutely love her output out there into the world. But this top comment here absolutely illustrates what I'm saying here. Quote unquote, I would like to acknowledge my fault here, then proceeds to share 19 slides of a third party talking about how Paris is problematic. It just reads really, really poorly. The optics on this are awful, and apparently you're a bad person if you just asked who authored this. Yo, who wrote this? Because you go down a little bit, hey, does anybody know who wrote this? And then the first reply to that is, that's what you get from this? Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's what I get from this. I want to know what's going on. I'm trying to determine what this story is. I'm not just blindly choosing a side over here. I want to uncover the truth. So yeah, I'm gonna ask a question. If I have a 19-page thing that I'm expected to read, I want to know who fucking wrote it. And I think that's fair when it comes to anything that you read ever. You want to know the author. You want to know who put the pen to paper over here. And because of how damning it is, and because of how biased it is, I would love to know who it was, so then the whole story would actually come together. Because right now, it is so foggy, it is so murky, and this just fucking makes it so much more difficult to cut through the vines and uncover what the hell is going on over here. It's just like, yeah, okay, really public people having just awful days, but just out there in broad daylight. And of course, people are going to be talking about it, and of course, people are going to be asking questions. This is very concerning language over here. These are very concerning behaviors. Just posting this post alone is unhinged. And the day after that unhinged post came out, Laura Jane Grace hit the internet again to apologize again, to cancel more events again. So let's read this caption to see if there's actually personal accountability taken here. Unfortunately, it has become apparent to me at this time, continuing ahead with touring is neither realistic nor in good taste. I'll be taking the rest of the year off from the road to work on myself and to get my life in order. I would like to sincerely apologize to Murder by Death for bringing such a foul energy around their farewell tour dates they invited me to be a part of. I would also like to sincerely apologize to Trapper Scoep and Team Non-Existent for fucking up the August run, and I hope to someday have a chance to share the stage together. I would like to apologize to all the venues and promoters who have put in work setting up the shows and promoting the dates. I hope I get the chance to demonstrate in the future that this is not who I am or what I'm about. You're not really apologizing for specific things. What I'm getting from this, though, that I do understand is that Laura Jane Grace is taking time away, which I think is smart. It is clear that she needs it. None of this makes sense. And hopefully some time away can help her gain some perspective. Okay, diving back in here. There will be information about ticket refunds to follow shortly for anyone who was holding. I'd like to apologize to Black Arm 666, the Punk Quilter, Mikey Erg, and King Mike. It has been absolutely thrilling playing together and touring together, and all y'all don't deserve drama like this in your lives. You are one hell of a rhythm section and a hell of a crew. Thank you, and I'm sorry. And finally, I'd like to apologize to Polyvinyl Records for my personal life royally fucking up this album release. I still think it's a really good fucking record, and people should really give it a listen. Hope to see everybody out there on the road in 2026. I'm sorry. I'm a person on the internet with a commentary channel. I scrutinize apologies for a living, okay? This apology, 4 out of 10. She's listing the people who she should be apologizing to. Friends, crew members, bandmates, every other band, that kind of thing. And on one hand, she's acknowledging that her personal life royally fucked up this album cycle and everything surrounding it. But on the other hand, she's not actually apologizing for anything specific. It's all been left very vague. Everyone is still left here scratching their head. The first comment underneath here is, can anyone please explain what the hell is going on? And then through all the comments, it's just people taking sides and, you know, general internet stuff. But if there was any actual substance to this apology, if there was any meat on the bone, nobody would be left scratching their head. Everybody would feel satisfied. So what Laura Jane Grace should have done is cammed up like I'm doing right now. And I'll say this every single time I get these awful notepad apologies. Apologize face to face. People like seeing faces. People want to see the remorse on your face. They want to see the emotion that you're going through, if you're going through emotions whatsoever. Because PR can write anything. You can sit overnight with something and edit it in the morning and then post it. You know, it's not raw. It's not organic. We want to see somebody come up, cam up, and apologize genuinely for the actual reasons why they're sorry. And we want to hear them illustrate what they plan on doing to make themselves better. In Laura Jane Grace's case, she says that she's just gonna take time away. Well, what are you gonna do during that time away? Are you just gonna like fucking sit around scratching your butt? Because that's not gonna do anything. What are you gonna do? Give me the confidence that you're gonna come back bigger, stronger, as a better person, and as somebody that I feel comfortable supporting. I genuinely wish nothing but the best for these people, and it really just does seem like a bad relationship, bad place, bad time, with creative elements involved, where there would be differences from a business standpoint and from a creative standpoint. It seems like a very messy situation, and I want everybody to get the help that they need, that they deserve, just to get them back going. A creative force like Laura Jane Grace, I want out there in the world. I want out there inspiring millions of trans people that, yeah, you can do it too. I love that. But as far as this situation goes, it's messy as fuck. As far as this apology goes, it misses the mark. But at the end of the day, after these 6 months go by and Laura Jane Grace comes back, basically everybody's gonna have forgotten about it. And that's kind of what it seems like to me. She's just gonna lay low until people kind of forget about it and then come back. I've seen it a million times. And believe me, that method works almost a million times out of a million. But the humanitarian in me still wants them to get help, to get healthy, for the record to come out and for it to sell millions and millions of copies. That's my hope, that's my wish. But as far as this situation is concerned, that's where it's at right now. Subscribe to my Slop channel. I'm gonna be talking about Sydney Sweeney's jeans later on today. You're gonna wanna be here for that video. Also, you see these names? They're members. They've hit the join button down below and they're enjoying exclusive content. So you want to see that members only video? Hit join and watch it today. Okay, goodbye, see you later, and have a good one.